Now, on the public cloud side for OpenStack, are you guys running with Zen also as your core hypervisor?
Yes, we are.
Why and how do you make that balancing decision between using, say, Zen versus, say, KVM versus hypervisor XYZ instead of OpenStack? Because I know you can use whatever you want.
Yeah. So for us, our decision to use Zen and OpenStack was largely the fact that we already had several thousand nodes deployed with Zen in this other environment. So we actually wanted to make this transition easy. We also wanted to take advantage. We have a lot of operational knowledge and experience in managing large-scale deployments of Zen hypervisors. And so for us, going to KVM would have been a change, and that, we decided that was not the best place to invest our sort of time and effort, was to switch from Zen to KVM as part of the move to, we had sort of enough disruption moving from the old world to the new world. We didn't need to add a hypervisor switch in the process. The original decision for us to go to Zen, I think, was made, years ago. I want to say around 2008. And at that particular point in time, KVM was fairly mature. Zen was more stable.
Sure.
The relationship that Citrix had with Microsoft meant that we could get Zen Server from them and get a higher level of Windows support, which was a key enabler for our public cloud, was to offer Windows capability. And so at the time that decision was made, it was a pretty clear choice that the Zen was the right thing at that point in time. And really, there just wasn't a compelling reason to then change our mind about that when we moved to OpenStack as the control plane. So we just kept propagating that out. Involved with that, we've been talking about Citrix, about becoming an active part of that steering committee and becoming a more active contributor to the Zen community. So I think that's something we're very interested in. We were not part of today's announcement in that context, but obviously we're a big customer of Citrix. And we have a lot of Zen Server deployed, so we've been active in those discussions and sort of tracking that. It was actually a very positive move from our standpoint. I think one of the concerns that holds some people back from moving towards Zen and has sort of probably been even in the back of our mind to some extent is the idea that it felt like, because it was kind of run and managed by Citrix, that it was a little more proprietary than a KVM type solution, and our focus on open and most customers' focus on open, I think that left some questions. And so I think this is a very good move by Citrix to make it very definitive that if this is going into the Linux Foundation, it's absolutely open source. Citrix is going to be involved, but this is not, they don't have some secret plan to go make this a fully proprietary offering at some point, which we never felt that because of our relationship with Citrix closely, but I think a lot of people from the outside were always concerned that a decision to adopt Zen might take you down a bad path. And I think that's now much more clear with the people that are involved. And so we're ecstatic about the move and excited about the future of Zen and what it represents, and hopefully we'll be in a position to sort of continue to get more involved in that community.
Great. From where you sit, what kind of grief do you take about CloudStack, if any?
Well, I think probably everybody in the OpenStack community would just have assumed CloudStack didn't happen.
Sure.
I think it adds some confusion into the marketplace. Obviously, Citrix was very involved early in OpenStack, and then they moved the switch to CloudStack. And so, I can't sort of say that I don't take any grief or don't feel any angst over the situations that got created. Citrix made some acquisitions, and that was one that they had to figure out how to monetize. And I can sympathize with the fact that a big company like that has to make some tough choices. And so they made that choice, which they're quite available to do. I think the market will bear out whether in the long run that becomes successful or not. But I think I've been in the technology industry for more than 25 years, and the idea that everybody's a black and white friend or enemy, and there are some companies you have to partner with on some things, and you go to the market and sort of battle it out on other things. And this is one of those where we have a great relationship with the Zen team at Citrix, and we work very closely with them. And I think we hope to be part of the team that proves that OpenStack's a better solution for an open source cloud system over CloudStack, and so we kind of compete on that front of it. So yeah, it pops up every now and then. Honestly, I hear a lot less about it now than I did probably a year, 18 months ago when they first sort of broke out and went that direction. But it doesn't fundamentally change how we think about where we're approaching the market, what we're trying to do. This is ultimately about OpenStack and Rackspace doing the right things, and I think we're showing that we're making a lot of progress in that regard.
Yeah, I think